What's going on, guys? It's Crazy Dog here, and today we're going to go through a full start to finish setup on how to transfer everything from your old iOS device onto your brand new iPhone 14, 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max, or 14 Plus. Now, in this case, I just finally received, after pre-ordering day one, my iPhone 14 Pro Max. We're going to open it up. We're going to take a look, see what's inside, and then we're going to get that transfer underway and show you exactly how to set this unit up. So the first thing to do, of course, is to open the box. So we have these little pull tabs on the back. Very easy. Apple actually went, I believe, last year completely plastic free when it came to the packaging. And here we go. Here we do have that new purple colorway, which I absolutely love. Inside the box, to kind of go over this, we do have your USB-C to Lightning cable. You have your SIM card tray. You have, or your SIM card tool, I should say, your sticker, and just some other stuff in the box. We're going to put this all aside, and we're going to take a look at the phone itself. So here we go. Here is the iPhone. We're going to go ahead. We're going to turn this on. Now, as you're turning this guy on, one thing to note as well is you do have to have an iPhone or a previous iPhone with iOS 12 something. I think it's 12.3. I'll put an annotation up here somewhere to make sure you can do the iPhone to iPhone transfer. The other thing to mention as well is pulling down from the top or up from the bottom. If it still has the physical home button, you're going to want to make sure that your Bluetooth is turned on. So now that we have this prepped, we have Bluetooth already on the device. We're going to set this off to the side. And here we're going to have that cycling home screen. So this is going to say hello in a multitude of different languages. We're going to go ahead, swipe up. You're first going to pick your language of preference and then your country. In this case, mine is English and Canada. And then here we're going to have the quick start. So this is going to show you exactly what you can do to bring things over. So if your iPhone or iPad doesn't show options for settings, make sure you're at least running iOS 11 or later and Bluetooth is turned on. So a couple of things that we already went through. We're going to say set up manually, and let's go ahead. Let's put in the Wi-Fi. I'm going to take this off to the side, put in my super secret Wi-Fi password so y'all don't see it. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to join that network. So this takes a second to actually go ahead and turn on. And from here, it's going to go off to the next step. Now, we're going to keep an eye on this guy right here, the older iPhone, because you're going to see a pop-up in a couple of moments once this finishes the activation setup. And I have to say, the Pro Max is beautiful with that little dynamic island there as well. So in here, you can actually go into learn more. This is all about data and privacy. For most of this, we're going to hit continue. We're going to set this up later. We're going to create a super secret lock code. Now, actually, I should mention as well, if you guys are used to using a 4-digit code and not a 6-digit code, you can hit passcode options and choose 4-digit numeric code. That will allow you to put in that tried and true 4-digit. We're going to put that in now. It will ask you to put that in twice, and now we're saving that change. Anytime we have the spinning wheel up here, it means there's something in progress, and now we're going to transfer directly from iPhone. Now on this guy here, we're going to go ahead, we're going to engage this screen, just did my Face ID, and here we're going to have that magic sauce. So we're going to use my Apple ID to set up this new iPhone for either myself or a child. In this case, it's myself, so we're going to hit continue. And from here, on the old device, once it connects through, it's going to open up the camera, and it has kind of this little code on the screen here. And all you do is you take the camera, you hover over that little code, that little globe, and this is going to be what actually connects both of these guys together. So here you can see it's doing a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to set this up for me. We're going to continue. And then here it's going to ask for a reconfirmation of the code on your last one. So we're going to take this aside. We're going to put in that code. And here we go. It's just interfacing. We're going to set up Face ID later. And we're going to take a look and we're going to transfer everything from the old iPhone. So we're going to hit continue, and this should present you with the terms and service. Go ahead and agree if you do want to use the product. This is going to show you a couple of different settings, different connections. So my Apple Watch is on there as well. Hit continue. iMessage and FaceTime. This is letting you know that everything's going to come over to this device here. Hit continue. and iPhone analytics. So this is whether or not you want to participate. You can either choose to learn more about it, share or don't share. For the most part, I just share everything. Same with this one here. Now, Apple Beta Program, I'm not going to enroll in that. I usually do, but in this case, I had some issues with my remote car starter on my Subaru. So we're going to don't continue beta program and emergency SOS. And now we just have to make sure that this iOS is to the same fashion as this one here as far as the updates. So we're going to take this off to the side. We're going to put in that code. And then now, if this wants to refocus, there we go. This is just going to install the latest software update. So really, we just have to wait for this, and then we'll come back and take a look at the next steps.
A few moments later.
Okay, so now the update is done. Let's go ahead and swipe up from the bottom. We're gonna put in that super secret code that you guys took lots of time to think about. And right now on the screen, we can see reconnecting. And that's because right now, it's reconnecting to the primary host device here. And now we see prepare to transfer. So this is actually interfacing through Bluetooth to get everything off the old device onto the new device. Now you can use iCloud as well. It is another good way to do it, but I always prefer, whenever possible, the direct Apple to Apple. So we talked about that before, iOS 11. I thought it was 12, it could be 11, onto any newer device. And this is like 16.0.3 or something along those lines. Now, this estimation for me said about 40 minutes. So you're gonna see both of these actually go to a transfer screen in the matter of the next couple of minutes or so. It's gonna give you an estimation of time. And then from there, everything's pretty well squared away. So we're just gonna wait for that. And then from there, we'll touch base again once it's all said and done to see if everything's gone over. Oh, and there we go. Just before I was about to cut, here we go. So transferring data from the old phone, keep your other phone nearby and connected to power until the transfer is done. And that's just because sometimes the old phone, especially if the battery is starting to falter on you, or if it's just a very long transfer, you don't want this guy to run out of juice. So here, it's still saying time estimating. I say we've probably gone like 10% of the way through. So we'll just let this do its thing and we'll double back when it's all done.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, so here we are at just a minute left. So for me, this took about 25 minutes. Your mileage may vary. It could be a minute. It could be an hour. It really just depends on how much information you're transferring from one phone to the other. Now, in between these cuts as well, I optimized my personal time as best I could, and I went ahead and I installed a tempered glass screen protector just to make sure that this is going to be well taken care of. We're going to throw it in a case before we end this video as well, and I have a couple of cases that I'm going to show off. I've been waiting ever since kind of launch announcement for this, so I may have been shopping when it comes to some cases. I did a lot of research and I've got a couple that I'm really looking forward to showing you guys. So again, stuck here on the 1 minute left on the old device is showing transfer complete. You can slide up, and if I set this one down, we're gonna put in L super secret code. We're gonna hit continue, and it's gonna ask you what you want to do with this device. Now in this case, I don't wanna prep this one to give away or to trade in because I'm still gonna use this as a secondary unit. So we're gonna hit not now. You can hit continue if that is something you're looking to do. And now this is exactly the way that my phone looked before. So now on this unit here, you can see you've got the progress bar here, and essentially what it did was it zipped or packaged everything from this one, it sent it over here, and now it's just reloading to reorganize where all of that information is. Now again, this is part of that lengthy process, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna let this kind of go through. We're presented again with the hello, swipe up, we're gonna put in super secret code once more. And here you can see that the restore is complete. So we can hit continue. Again, I'm gonna set up Face ID on my own time. We will put in the Apple ID password, so this will just take a second. There we go. And actually, something to note as well, now my watch is detecting that there's a new iPhone with my Apple ID. So on this guy here. We're gonna get the code. I haven't transferred over my SIM card. We will show you how to do that as well. So I'm just sending myself a text verification to the old device here. That'll just take me a second. We're gonna input that into this device here. There we go, excellent. And we're continuing on with kind of the transfer. So shouldn't be too much longer here. It is updating all the iCloud settings and all of that fun stuff. Now, while we wait for that to go through, I had mentioned before in the little bit of an unboxing, but what you're going to want to do, especially if you're in a market outside of the US, because the US is a little bit different right now with how they're doing things, we're going to find our SIM card removal tool. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take this, we're gonna place it aside because we will need that in a couple of moments. Now for my Apple Pay, I'm gonna set this up later. You're gonna need the CVVs and whatnot off all of the cards. Your loyalty cards, they'll come over right away. But anything that has tangible funds, you will of course have to verify that. We're gonna hit continue. This is an extra step. This is me just setting up my Apple Watch. And now you have two devices. I'm gonna say not now. So this is setting up the eSIM. So you can set it up if you're in the US market, and I was kind of touching base on this before because there is no physical SIM card tray in the US. In Canada, I do have one located on the side. So we're gonna say not now. We're gonna say not now. And now everything's loading in, but you can see these guys pretty much mirror each other. So one of the last things I wanna do, and again, this is for anybody that's coming for a different phone, maybe a 13, maybe a 12, maybe an 11, or anybody in the Canadian market, is with your old device, you're gonna take it out of any sort of case, if you do have it in a case, and you're gonna locate your little SIM pin, which on mine is gonna be on the bottom left-hand side of facing the screen. Take your SIM removal tool. If you don't have one of these, maybe you bought your phone secondhand, you can use an unbent paper clip, you can use the back of a hoop D-ring, anything that fits the diameter of that hole. You're gonna push and that tray is going to eject. Now here we have the SIM card. We're gonna take this and I'm gonna do it off camera so you guys don't get the SIM card number. And again, in the Canadian market, we do have that SIM card tray there. So let's go ahead, let's insert the tray tool. Take that out, here's the SIM tray. We're gonna take the SIM card, we're gonna rest this in. There is a notch, so it will only go in one way. Here we go here. And we're gonna fire that right into the device. And once you do that, I always like to come in here, toggle airplane mode on for a second, toggle it back off, and then here we're gonna see my service provider. You may get a pop-up or two as well asking if this is the device that you wanna use your phone number in. Of course, if you get those, you will pick yes. But now everything's setting up. We can see that the applications are all installing, which is fantastic. And that's pretty much it. Now you just get to play, you get to customize. But if we come into, let's say, phone, we have all of the contacts, everything that came through from the last device should be on your new iPhone. And the last step, we will be going over this in other videos. Take a case, slap it on. We already put a screen protector on here, and you're all good to go. So this was start to finish, from opening the box itself to getting all of your information on. Now you can come in, you can tweak the settings to your liking, however you want, but this should now mirror your old device. So if you found this at all helpful, go ahead and leave a like on the video, share it to anybody who you think may be getting a new iPhone as well, that might need a quick guide or tutorial on how to get all of their goodies from their old phone to their new phone. You can do this with Android as well. There is a move to iOS option, but I myself am just showing in this case how to go from the old iPhone to the new iPhone. And that's it. If you like this video, like I said, give it a like. And until my next video, my name is Quasi Dog. You guys have been awesome, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.